So I just saw the movie The Little Things with Denzel Washington and Rami Malek and Jared Leto, and it wasn't a very good movie. I don't know if this is the kind of movie that is supposed to be good. Like it's not okay to say it's not good, but I didn't think it was very good. What was good about it was Denzel Washington, of course, being typical Denzel Washington, just owning his role. It was great. The three main characters at any given time seem like they could be the killer. So, that's a bit cliche and been done before, but I like that part of it. The bad stuff is Jared Leto's character is just completely unrealistic as a human being. It feels like he's playing a serial killer in the way that we would foresee a serial killer if we were to make one, but they're rarely, the obviously super creepy, talks weird, speaks weird, doesn't know how to socially do anything. It's just over the top, just like his Joker. I don't know. It doesn't work. Um, it's a tad slow, so it doesn't. It's building to be fair, but it's also not that entertaining as it's building. It's overly formulaic and it acts like it isn't. But this is just a typical cop serial killer movie. There is nothing special about this movie. Now, this could be because of my own state of mind while I was watching it. But it was a bit confusing sometimes because you'd hear a name once, barely mentioned, and then 25 minutes later in the film, they're talking about this person, and just in an off comment, and I'm like, who was that again? It's like I couldn't even remember what Jared Leto's character's name was, nor the name of the first suspect they had, who was the sex offender. And when they were referencing at one point in the movie, they said, this guy, whatever his last name is, admitted to a murder 8 years ago, and it wasn't him. I didn't even know who they were talking about, but that could just be me. That could be not a movie thing. Um, who knows? It was also hard to buy Rami Malek as a detective with two kids. I mean, he looks himself like a creepy serial killer. He looks like he's 21 years old, but he's supposed to be this seasoned detective that's been a detective for at least 5 years, and he's got two, kids that aren't babies. It just took me out of the story a lot. Um, so let's just talk about the ending real quick, because this doesn't need to be a long video. In case anyone's confused about what it's about. So Jared Leto isn't the killer. He just likes the attention and being part of the criminal investigation. He's a voyeur, like so much of us. We just want to be involved in true crime on some level. And that's why he goes so far as to take Jared Leto's character all the way out to a field to just be constantly digging holes, because he's just getting off on this. Um, so also obviously Denzel gave Malik the brooch in order to give him peace. That's painfully clear when they show the packaging with the missing brooch. And the only question you're left with is Denzel the killer? And I do not think he is. One theory was that, that's why he shot the prostitute in the forest, was not by accident, but because he didn't realize one of them was still alive, and so she was a witness. I don't think that's likely. It's more likely that his obsession with solving that case is his way of absolving himself of that act, and which will lead to his breakdown and everything. So really, what is this movie? It's a movie about a cops from two jurisdictions working a serial killer case. Been there, done that. They don't get along at first, and they learn to respect each other. Been there, done that. The big evil guy looks like a super evil serial killer, Jared Leto. Been there, done that. And at the end, we don't know who the killer is. And to be honest, I didn't care. So, I mean, that says a lot. So this movie I would kind of give a 4.5 out of 10. I know it seems low, but I had high expectations, which I should. Those are three good actors. It's in the true crime area. I mean, not true crime. It's in the crime area, which is something I love. But they just didn't do anything with it. I didn't care. That's the end of this.